All right. All right, all right. What's happening, everybody? A little something different on the intro. I'm just playing around with different stuff. But what's happening, everybody? Once again, it's 6 p.m. or relatively close enough for government work. You know, hey, one time I'm not on CP time. Go figure. But anyway, what's happening, everybody? It's time for the podcast recording Going Full Nerd. Yes, right. Every Sunday, 6 p.m. I flap my lips on some random ass subject dealing with superhero science fiction movies and whatever. All right. I guess I need to kill the music. I need to kill the funky intro, but I was actually kind of feeling that just a little bit, just kind of, getting that little bop in my head. What's happening, everybody? But as we all know, before we get to the subject of the show, which we know the subject of today's show is boom. Boom. We're going to talk about Disney Plus Day, the thoughts, specifically with the Marvel Studio stuff. Why? Because I like comic books. I mean, duh. Let's look at the room itself and the stuff I wear on every single video episode. But first, let's get the shameless plug out the way and then let you in on something that I think is kind of cool, but we'll see if it lasts. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. But anyway, shameless plug time. What's up, everybody? It's shameless plug time. So thanks for checking out the podcast, Going Full Nerd. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe everywhere possible. So look for Going Full Nerd on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, goingfullnerd.com, and my Twitter handle, ONYXXX1969. You can also listen to the audio version on its home, Anchor.fm, but also on Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you consume your podcast listening pleasure. Hey guys, let's get on with the show. And getting on with the show is what we're going to do. But first, this little announcement. So I got a random email, and the random email was actually, it came from Spotify. Okay. And for those that don't know, Spotify owns Anchor.fm, which Anchor.fm is where I host the audio podcast. Basically, I take the audio from this YouTube video, I put it on Anchor, and they distribute it to iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, the shameless plug stuff. But what I also have been invited to start off with, and I think is pretty cool, Spotify is now doing video. Interesting. Now, honestly, I'm not going to move completely from YouTube over to Spotify because Spotify doesn't monetize. That's right. Spotify does not monetize a thing. And because they don't monetize, I mean, they get the secondhand info. They get the second-hand video from the YouTube channel. So here's the key. I will let you know when they start contributing to the cause, but it's real nice that if you have Spotify and you're watching Spotify on their web player or on their Spotify player, meaning you looking at it, looking at their app, and I think it's their app. I know you could do it on a PC or some of these other little tablets and stuff. You can actually see the replay of this video. Hear me shouting you guys out like, hey, Omar, what's up, Thomas? And I could shout you guys out, and it's going to be broadcast over Spotify. Wow. And you get to see this beautiful mug. Yeah. Anyway, in others was just audio. Just something new, just to see where it's going to go. Everybody wants to compete with YouTube. We'll see where that leads. But let's get to the subject. Let's get to the subject of today's talk. My Disney Plus Day thoughts. Now, everybody has their own day now. Yeah, a nerd got to get paid. Everybody has their day now. And the thing about the day is, you got Disney Plus Day, they got DC, what they call it, DC Universe, DC Fandom, and stuff like that. Everybody wants to talk about all their new stuff. They want to talk all about all their new stuff. Well, this is Disney, and Disney, they do a big thing for Disney Plus, which is their streaming service where I watch a lot of stuff because I'm heavily invested in the MCU. It's not that I don't like Warner Brothers or DC Comics or Amazon and stuff like that, but I really, really have a soft spot in my heart for Marvel characters, and I really like Marvel characters. It is what it is. It's not a bias because I love all superheroes, but Marvel is like they doing the most. They doing the most in my opinion. So this streaming service, Disney Plus, it's 2 years old now. It's actually 2 years old. And it had a slow start. I mean, I don't know if it was COVID. I'm going to say it's COVID, but I don't think it was completely because of it, but they seem to be coming through with a bunch of brand new announcements now. And that's actually pretty damn awesome. And they had a few sneak peeks if you're a Disney Plus subscriber. A lot of them are making their way over to YouTube now. I am still scared of getting copyright strikes on YouTube, so I don't really show those videos because I don't need Disney's big lawyers coming, you know, coming after me. I mean, with them coming after me, you know, the way my wallet works, my wallet, it looks thick, but these are all membership cards. There's no actual money in it. Okay. So it is what it is. So I can't have the lawyers coming after me and be like, yo, why you showing our copyrighted video? I can't, I just can't do it. But you could probably go on YouTube and there's a lot of other bold channels, probably based out of India or somewhere, getting millions of views showing the stuff if you don't have a Disney Plus per subscription. I was going to say prescription. That shows you I'm on meds, y'all. I'm on meds. But anyway, so what caught my eye? I see inside the chat everybody's dropping a few things. Y'all want to talk about Moon Knight, Secret Invasion, Ironheart. Woo! Talking about the IMAX enhancements. I have not done that yet. I need to pull up the 70-inch. I got a 70. I got a 70. Y'all busting up to 65. I got an old school 70. I want an 82. My wife won't let me buy an 82. She says that's too big, too much television. I don't need it for something I don't watch all the time, but I spend my time during football season. But this week the Giants had a bye, so wasn't really stressed over football. Mm. So let's talk. Let's talk. So first, we're gonna talk Moon Knight. So we got Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac, Oscar Isaac has been in a lot of stuff. I mean, and Oscar Isaac, well, if you remember, he actually played Apocalypse in X-Men Days of Future Past. I think that was it. Was that it? I think that was it. No. Was it Days of Future Past? You know what? I don't know. Those X-Men films, they really did not catch my attention like I wanted them to. But here goes the thing. I took a look at it, and knowing the Moon Knight character, fractured personality, split personality, everybody likes to refer to him as Marvel's Batman. This dude is not Marvel's Batman. The difference between Batman and Moon Knight is the fact that Moon Knight does have enhanced strength. He at night, the moon, he gets super strength. He's fueled by the moon god Kenoshu. Anyway, but he's a certified fool. That he's crazy, split personality, nuts. And from what I seen from the first look that they put on Disney Plus, I can't wait to see this. This looks good. Now, hopefully, they could treat it and they have fight scenes and stuff that is as good as Netflix Marvel. I'm gonna say that. Okay. Did I enjoy Falcon and Winter Soldier? Yes. Did I enjoy Loki? Yes. Did I enjoy WandaVision? Yes. But when it came down to choreographed fight scene, nothing, nothing beat out Daredevil and Punisher on Netflix. And I will tell you, whoever did the fight choreography for those needs that Disney needs to be like, yo, I need this from you for Moon Knight. I know they probably finished a lot of the filming now, so it's a little bit late. Whoever did the fight choreography for like Iron Fist, they could go kick rocks. That's my opinion. They need to go kick rocks. But when it comes to oh that Moon Knight, it looks hot. Especially when they showed in that teaser, he's like in the middle of the street, like waking up, and then you got the bodies around him. He's all bloody and he's looking like, what did I do? Yo, if they play that, that's gonna be hot fire. Anyway, let's move on. Now, let's talk. I know you guys want to get to certain things, but let's talk She-Hulk. Okay, She-Hulk. Couple of things I gleaned from that She-Hulk teaser that they popped up, which is pretty cool. They're going to break the fourth wall, so they're not going after this brand new She-Hulk that you've seen recently in comics. Recently She-Hulk in comics looked like Hulk. Just big, dumb, brutish, smack. No, they're going back. This looks like they're going to deal with the classic She-Hulk, breaking the fourth wall, a little bit of comedy, a little bit of foolishness. I like that. And you need that. Okay. Some people are not going to like that because most of the people that I see ripping a lot of Marvel stuff, they want some deep, dark, gritty. They want like superhero action 24/7 in your face. I want to see some. Come on now, let's have a little cerebral humor, y'all. Let's get a little jokey joke in here now and then. The world is serious enough as is. Let's laugh a little bit mixed in with the serious. Now, a lot of people will complain. They say the world is getting a little more woke. Well, I think comic books have always been woke. It's just that a lot of people didn't understand the wokeness of the times. So it is what it is when it comes to that. But She Hulk is looking pretty cool. Couple of little tidbits. Check out Bruce Banner and the Hulk in it. The last time we saw Bruce Banner was for those of you who watched Shang-Chi. He still had a jacked up arm, but he was reverted to his Bruce Banner persona. He wasn't Smart Hulk. Smart Hulk, if you remember from the end of Endgame, his arm was jacked up. He looked really, really messed up. Hold on, wait a minute. What am I doing? Oh, I hate when this happens. Audio just kicks off and when it wants to. But anyway, so it was kind of awesome to see his arm is healed and he's, kind of talking a little bit. So I don't know if this happened before Endgame or after Endgame, because it could be a before Endgame moment. We'll see and figure out how that goes. Now, I'm not going to sit here. Stephanie put inside the chat and she said She Hulk more like she too damn skinny Hulk. Yo, CGI is a beast because I still am trying to petition Warner Brothers or Disney. I need to be in a superhero film. I really need to be in one of these superhero joints. I'll go take COVID tests. I'm vaccinated. Y'all can stick Q-tip. Get me in one of these flicks. I could be Demolition Dumpy. I could be D-Man. I won't shower for a week. My wife won't want to hear that. But I won't. Hey, I'll be Demolition Dumpy. You could kill me off after 2 episodes of one of these shows. I don't care. I want to be in a flick. But anyway, we'll get into that a little more. We'll get into it. But hey, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fourth wall breaking, much like Deadpool. And it's going to have a lot of comedic elements like the old She-Hulk series. Not the first run, but I think like the second run where she broke the fourth wall a lot, played more on her lawyer stuff. And then, hopefully we don't get Hulk smash moments because, the She-Hulk comic was a little bit risky in the day. She-Hulk used to sleep around, her and Juggernaut did the thing one day. I'm just putting my 2 cents in there. Then she got around with Star Fox, the Thanos' brother. She fooled around with him for a little while. I'm just saying, She-Hulk was getting out there. Hopefully they don't do that. And oh yeah, the lady who is playing Titania, Titania. What, you know what? I never pronounced this stuff right. But oh, chick was playing her. I'm not calling it. Please don't cancel me. The young lady. Woohoo! But anyway, let's continue on. We got the first look at Ms. Marvel. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. With the whole Inhuman debacle that they did with the television show, and the fact that there's a lot of rumors running around on the internet that they've changed um, Kamala Khan's power set to mimic more of like a construct instead of her having stretchy, you know, growing appendages. That's going to be pretty interesting. I'm not sure. I don't know. They still haven't made a definitive say on that from Marvel, and the stuff is actually in reshoots and post production. So who knows what we're going to get? But we'll see what's going on. I know that that should be leading into the Marvels movie that they announced. I think that's 2023. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully that won't be the bust. You know, hey, you can't hit it out the park all the time. Hopefully that won't be the bust, but I'm not going to be the one to cancel early. Remember that. Let's keep going. What If Season 2? We talked about What If Season 2. We'll get to it. It's announced. All right. Now, here's a couple of series that kind of have me excited, but these are like third and fourth tier characters that really haven't gotten a lot of spotlight in comics or traditional comics. They're relatively new as far as my comic book collecting, and so it's going to be interesting. So you got an Echo series. Echo is basically in the comic books right now. She is the new host of the Phoenix Force. So she is the new Phoenix in the comic. I doubt that that's going to make it into this show, but she was an assassin. She was the person to originally hold the title of Ronin, you know, the character that Hawkeye looked like in Endgame. So she was the very first Ronin, okay? Martial artist, deaf. So this should be real interesting. And they have the young lady, Alaqua Cox. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm gonna have to do an internet search and get the appropriate pronunciation. But you know, I hope that martial arts. I mean, it looks like martial. It's like the MCU is getting more into the magic, mysticism, and martial arts, which is fine by me because I grew up with Kung Fu Theater on Channel 5 as a kid in New York. That's just how I roll. All right, we got a new Spider-Man animated series called Spider-Man Freshman Year. Uh, not gonna not gonna downplay it, but I've never really been a big fan of animated Spider-Man. You got animated I Am Groot. I mean, how much dialogue are you gonna have in that? Then you got Ironheart. Hmm. They doing everything but showing the Ironheart armor in these first looks. But we know that she is supposed to get a look at her character in the upcoming Black Panther sequel, which has been delayed. Rumor control has it is due to the actress playing Shuri unvaccinated status, going back and forth, coming into the US, the new rules. Yo, what is going on? What is with her and the media nowadays? Her and media are just not clicking. It is what it is. I mean, I want to see Black Panther 2, how they're going to get into it. I am of the group that still feels they need to replace Chadwick Boseman and just not skip a beat. Heck, we got rid of Terrence Howard ass and got Don Cheadle. I mean, I know Chadwick Boseman. He did the character so great. It's hard to follow that up, but you got to continue the character on. That's just me. You know, you don't do it when he immediately dies, but you know, you wait and then you say, "Well, hey, we got to do this." Be respectful. Dedicate all Black Panther films to him. Donate part of all Black Panther films to colon cancer in his honor, but get a new actor in the mug. Anyway, okay. let's continue on. I'm gonna get to the stuff you guys are mentioning in chat. Don't get it wrong. But now this was a breakout. Surprise, surprise. We now have Agatha, House of Harkness, as we saw from WandaVision. It was Agatha all along, and that character became a smash hit with people. People. So here's the cool part about that. There's some real cool characters that they can introduce in this if they do it right. Now, they could go back in time to before Agatha chasing after Wanda and going through the whole WandaVision debacle, or they could have Agatha getting her mind back and going out and doing her thing. If you remember from the comic books, this is a comic book trivia thing. Who was a team that was so associated with Agatha Harkness? And that would be the Salem Seven. Look it up inside of the old school Fantastic Four comics. These characters were kind of cool back in the 80s. I kind of digged them. Vacuum, Reptile. Yo, these were kind of smooth, and they were all based out of Salem, Massachusetts, going it, and they were connected to Agatha Harkness. Superpower group went up against the Fantastic Four. Pretty goddamn awesome. Pretty smooth. I mean, you can introduce them in this. You've got a little special effects budget. Do you? Hey, and if you need somebody to play one of them characters, yo, your boy is here, Marvel. Your boy is here, Kevin Feige. Yo, I know I'm only 5'7". I'm a little old. Got a little gray hair. I'll shave. You could dye my joint. Hey, I'll even go to the gym for a minute. CGI is a mug. You can, yo, help a brother out. Okay? All right. All right. All right. Okay. Anyway, let's continue on. Now, these are the two biggest ones out of the Marvel Studios that I really dug. And then I know a lot of us are waiting because you guys have been throwing this in the chat. So let's talk about an animated Marvel zombie series. Now, I think this was the breakout episode of the actual breakout episode of the What If series. And just to see that you could do it. And you could do it pretty cool and base it off of, either from that universe that we saw in What If, or we can actually just go ahead and copy the comic book. Because here's the thing, when you have an animated series, you don't have to follow the MCU, or you could do the comic book straight up. If it's airing on Disney Plus, you can make it mature audiences, so you can really get down to it. You could get into the Marvel Zombies stuff that you saw in the comics. Like, what happened when Spider-Man got zombified and he had to eat Aunt May and Mary Jane? Yo, that was sad. Just seeing him go through the guilt trip, seeing the zombies attack Galactus. Can you imagine seeing that? Ooh, even if it is still just an animated feature, it's cool. But it's going to be episodic. They're going to try to keep it for the casual people. They're probably going to do a different storyline, but they can also continue the storyline that we saw in What If, which is probably what they're going to do, because even after the events of the final episode of season 1 of What If, we did not know what happened to the remaining survivors of that zombie universe, i.e., what happened to Peter Parker with Doctor Strange's cloak? What happened to Ant-Man's head? Think about it. They found a cure. What happened to the one-legged Black Panther? I mean, I'm just saying, it is what it is. So hopefully we can get some solutions to that, and they'll follow those epic adventures. Not doing the cross multiverse, but, let's see what goes down with that. Now, last but not least, let's talk Secret Invasion. I got to take a sip of my green tea on that one. Okay, so let's talk. They showed Sam Jackson in his Nick Fury glory, bald-headed with the gray grizzly beard, showing his jacked up eye with the scratch. But here goes my line. And this is something for Secret Invasion that I got to figure out. I mean, Armor War, I skipped over Armor War. It is what it is. But I kind of the big ones. Secret Invasion. Mm. Will this lead to us seeing different characters that have been introduced inside of the MCU so far being revealed as Skrull? We know that the Skrulls have been around on Earth since prior to the 80s, since prior to the Captain Marvel. Okay. We also know that there was one Skrull who disappeared that was not pretty much seen, and that was the one that escaped from Carol Danvers when they were doing that little chase scene and you know, from it, where she punched the old lady Skrull. That was the Skrull that was old lady in Captain Marvel movie. So it is what it is. All right. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Secret Invasion. What if we could bring back Black Widow? Maybe the Black Widow that died on Vormir was a Skrull. We don't know that. Even though the Soul Gem and his guardian was like, oh, daughter of Ivan, we never knew who Black Widow's true father was. Never said it, but he would have said it because he said Hawkeye's real father. Maybe we can get Black Widow back. Don't know. Because there are certain little clues. If you go on Disney Plus, go into the Marvel tab, they changed the banner. They still have Black Widow's picture up. They still have Scarlett Johansson. She settled the lawsuit. Doesn't mean she's going to get another solo film, but that does not negate the fact that she does have an existing contract with Disney and is planning on doing more films, maybe not as the Black Widow, but she has other projects that she is going to be doing with Disney. Who's to say they just can't sign her to do a couple to be Black Widow in a couple of other films? That is not off the question. That is not out of the book. Some people will argue and say, well, after that whole suing debacle, no. Yeah, trust me, these are actors. This is Hollywood. Money clears stuff. And Kevin Feige went to her side and bat when all that stuff went down. And basically, he is the big kahuna when it comes to Marvel stuff, Marvel Studio stuff. That's a thought. Oh, other than that, who else could we get? Maybe some other characters that have played a role. Maybe the new Contessa, the one that's been showing up, the one that recruited U.S. Agent, the one that recruited Yelena. Maybe she. Maybe Sharon Carter from Falcon and Winter Soldier. Maybe she's a Skrull because that's a drastic personality change. We don't know. We don't know. Okay. Maybe the gathering of the Thunderbolts is the Skrulls gathering up their own superpower team that they can manipulate and do things. Just saying. Something to think about. Something to wonder. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest things. And I think this was a bold move on Marvel's part, but this can be a big, big issue. They just announced that they're going to bring back X-Men 97 animated series. So if anybody remembers, and a lot of people fondly remember the X-Men animated series from the late 90s. Okay. Well, they just announced that they're going to be bringing it back and they're going to be doing new episodes on Disney Plus. Now, here's the key. I think they took this basically out of Warner Brothers' pocket and thought process because if you remember, there was a big fan outcry to bring back Young Justice because Young Justice was actually done, and then they brought it back. Well, why not take a beloved animated series that you did exceptionally well with, meaning Fox did exceptionally well with the animated series, and now that Disney has purchased Fox, hey, we're going to make that money. We're going to tap into your childhood. Because why? New people ain't going to really give a shit. It's all of us, the old school fans. That's who's going to get it. Us, 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 us. So I hope they do it right. I hope it's good. And I hope they bring back Morph. That would be awesome. But anyway, everybody, hey, I think I've rattled on long enough. We all got stuff to do for the rest of the evening, but I'd like to thank each and every one of you. Now, here's the thing. We got the holidays coming up, Thanksgiving. Hey, and your boy is actually tired. I've been cleaning the house. I got family coming over, but that's not going to stop the show. So we still going to have shows throughout the holiday weekend, every Sunday, 6 p.m. It is what it is. Now, Thanksgiving, here goes the thing. I will tell you, we'll have one more show before Thanksgiving. And I'm going to give some Thanksgiving thoughts along with a review. I got to watch something to do a review. But when you hear my thoughts on Thanksgiving, I might be ticking a few people off. And if you feel that when I do that video is going to tick a few people off, do me a favor, share it with them because I want to tick off as many people as possible. But anyway, as always, I'm going to hit the funky outro because you guys and also myself, we're still fly. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Anyway, here we go. Oh, okay. So we got some people going down south. Hey, I'm down south. No, but anyway, you go here. You guys, I definitely want to have you guys just listen in. You know, you can always catch the recording afterwards. That's the great thing about going full nerd. You can consume it at your own leisure. Ha! It is what it is. But anyway, hey, y'all, I'm still fly. Boom. Peace, y'all. And I'm out of here.
Everybody smoking all the greenery. Close the match 'cause they were handed down to me. But I'm still fly, I know. I'm still
okay, let's hit that funky beat and boom, there it is. Hey, for those of you that like to hang around, hey, I appreciate you hanging around to the very end of the video. This is where I do silly stuff like pick my nose, maybe, finish off my green tea. It's kind of cool, man. I mean, Disney Plus actually got a lot of other cool stuff. I mean, they announced a whole bunch of Star Wars. They even got some regular Disney stuff, like a Tiana series. That's kind of cool. The Buzz Lightyear series. That's looking kind of crazy. But anyway, we'll talk about those on another episode. I'm not going to talk as long because, I'm a Marvel head. I love that Marvel. And I can't wait to see a lot of cool stuff coming out of Warner Brothers. We got to see. Warner Brothers got to do some stuff now. I'm about to do some videos about Young Justice Phantoms. That's kind of awesome. If you ain't checking out Young Justice Phantoms on HBO Max, you need to jump on that now. But we'll talk about that another time.
Cheers to all the haters, 'cause you proved to me that rising to the top was my destiny. And you can see whatever from behind me, but I'm still fly, I know.